Hello guys, Alex from McVeigh Games here. Today I have another LORCANA gameplay, and it's the finals of a luxury gaming 4-man tournament. Entry was $5, winner is getting 18. Um, I decided in editing to speed up the video a little bit. I made it 1.3 times speed because a lot of this match was thinking, so there were some points in it that were slow. So I wanted to make sure that the video stayed at a decent pace. As you can see here, like my opponent thought about his opening hand a lot. Unfortunately, when you're doing a custom match on Pixelborn, the timer feature doesn't really work. I had a match where the timer feature just kind of like messed up the whole game, so we had to restart. So most of the games are being played without a timer, but they inkwell. Someone's Pascal. As you can see, we are both playing a Amber Amethyst starter deck because that's what the tournament was. It was a starter deck tournament. And that's kind of the consensus of like what the best deck is right now, at least in like star deck format. It goes from the Amber Amethyst, and then like Blue Steel's pretty good, and like Ruby Emerald just kind of isn't great. So they inkwell another summons Mini. Mini's actually really good. Hades is pretty solid. It's a one of in the deck. Both these decks have three BR friends from the other side, so that's like a pot of greed card. Absolutely insane. That's why like this version is just better than other structure decks because the cards just gain more. We decided to pass her, I believe, because we don't want to quest the Stitch because the mini can just positively trade into the Stitch. So we want to make sure we keep card advantage because maintaining card advantage is crucial in a matchup like this. So they do decide to quest the mini, which is kind of cool. So we might be able to deal with that. I think we have Horse that can positively deal with it. We can inkwell a card, summons the Horse. Horse targets the mini, and then we can battle and then gain a +1. So even though we're a little bit behind on lore, we're going to be ahead in card advantage, which would be good. That's what we're going to do. Summons Force, target mini, mini attack, stitch attack, deal with the mini. Unfortunately, we can't do it with the Pascal. They got 2, 4, 6, 7 cards total to our 7, so card advantage is tied. They just drew, so on our turn would be +1. They negged 1 by inkwelling, so now we're +1 in card advantage. That's really what I'm looking for when I'm playing a game, like making sure I have more cards than my opponent. Because as long as you have more cards, you have more options to make better plays. Draw Dinglehopper. That card's not super great, but we're gonna fence on the other side first to see if there's anything else to Inkwell that's better. And we're probably just gonna summons Wardrobe and then summons like an Olaf. And then we'll decide, okay, Stitch. Same thing. And then we can just quest both. Because in this situation they have two evasive monsters, those evasive monsters aren't really good challengers. They're good at being challenged because like only evasive stuff can attack them, but they're not really used to attack. So I can essentially quest freely. And if they choose to attack, then essentially my monsters have evasive. So like that's how I'm viewing that. But we got 8 cards to their 6, so we're +2 right now, which is really good. They're a little bit ahead on the lore, but if we can positively trade with a bunch of our guys, we're doing fine. So the summons are Fiki, which is kind of rough. They could deal with the mini, and then we can wardrobe attack into him. Oh, that's crazy. They decide, okay, decide to get a +1. Summon Stitch. Makes sense. I think here we're just gonna decide to, yeah, because that's kind of cool. If we did that play, that would be cool. Because we could do the horse and then like add back the horse, but like we just want like main pluses. Summons Hades. Hades probably add back Stitch, and then we can inkwell the Olaf, and then we can just summons the Stitch, which is pretty good, putting more board presence. Both of these Amber Amethyst decks don't have board wipes. There's literally no spot removal in these decks, so you can just go as wide as possible, and the only spot removal is attacking. That's why cards like Pascal and that little Eeld guy, I have no idea his name. I think he's like Jetson or something, but they're really good in this matchup. Obviously, you have the evasive dudes that can deal with it, but you have to attack, and attacking is just an inferior like mechanic of the game. Unless you can like positively trade, then it's like okay, but like questing is just the way better mechanic. As of right now, like there could be more cards that come out later. It could just make questing better. I'm not questing, I'm challenging better. Like the Aladdin guy is pretty good at challenging, but other than that, it's you really don't want to challenge. That was just crazy that they did that. They got rid of Pascal. And like that's just like they have a second one, but still that's insane that they just decided to beat the Pascal. Probably just yeah, the horse can go into baby stitch because that's a +1. Because we have 6 cards there for, and then we can summon Jetson, and then we can just quest. Yeah, that's okay. So we decided to keep the Stitch up because if they choose to attack with anything, their Pascal would perish, their Jetson would perish, and the horse would perish. So any situation here, it would equal in a 1/1. So we just decided that we're forcing them to quest, which is kind of good. And then because they quest the Pascal, um, we can deal with it with the Jetson, which is really, really solid. So we're not up on card advantage right now because I just pot graded, but we are in a very advantageous position because we can deal with a lot of guys, which is pretty good. Because we can deal with the Pascal. Okay, Broom. Broom goes kind of crazy. Broom's really bad though. Oh, draw Pascal. That's wild. Yeah, so we can deal with the Pascal. We can horse into horse, which is pretty solid. We can then summons Pascal and then summons Wardrobe. And then probably just quest the Stitch. Because if that's the case, if they Maleficent into the Stitch, they both die. And if they Doctor into Stitch, then Hades can come in and possibly trade that and like take no damage. So that's really good. So like that's what I'm trying to learn right now. Like doing these test games and these test tournaments, you're trying to figure out like what you should quest at right times to gain maximum advantage, so that not only are you creeping up in that lore race, but you're also maximizing your cards and trying to keep that advantage. As you can see, both of us have been having similar card advantage, which is pretty good comparing. Both of us have been using like pot of greeds and other stuff like that, and he's used Maleficent twice, so he would be very, very up on card advantage. But I've been chipping away at him, making my quests very strategically. You can't just like always just quest, or that's a little unfortunate. A lot of his guys are in a predicament in questing because so if he quests that, I can just wardrobe beat it. Or yeah, and lose nothing. If he quests Jetson, I can Pascal, just beat into it and install Jetson. Like so, like questing can be rough sometimes. But yeah, so he decides to trade with the Jetson anyway, which is interesting. He only quests one. So, oh, that's actually interesting. That card's actually not that bad here. I can use it and target him left side and take like no damage, which is kind of cool. Or I can save for the following turn and like trade into something else, and I can just like quest everything. Still not doing the Hades because I really want the Hades to trade positively into like the Doctor. So I think that's like the plan. But yeah, because we don't want the like. There's no point because the Doctor can just beat it and then still be at 1, and I would still have to like use an attack on it. They summons non-singable Aerial, so that card is absolutely booty. But in like constructed, not constructed, in sealed. I don't know what this called. Sealed in instructor deck format. It's like okay. It has okay stats. It's literally just wardrobe for 1 extra cost and 1 extra lore. But wardrobe is crazy. The card's huge. So I got 5 cards to my 6 going on to 7. So I will be +2 on them. Single hover. So that card's literally useless. So I'm actually just huge plus. So I deal with that, which is fine because my Stitch can deal with it. Then Hades can deal with other things. Yeah. So I think I can like clear all their board. Oh, Sven is crazy here. And that beast card, which normally is absolutely atrocious, is actually kind of cool because I can use them to figure out my top card. Oh, I'm keeping that. Let's keep that card's just broken. We can actually target. Oh no, we need that ink. So we're gonna put it in the ink wall because we want to play the Sven. Sven's actually kind of cool. So we're gonna trade them, which is pretty solid. Then probably just Hades into Yzma so that they don't have any like tempo. Because nothing else on their board really does anything. Yeah, at least that's what I would do. Looking back at it, Hades into Yzma. Yeah, because that's the only thing that like is giving them anything. The rest of their cards are literally just vanilla monsters, and they only have two. They have two monsters to my four. Mickey's a good top deck, but like it's just Sven is crazy. He's just huge. He's so big. There's nothing I can possibly trade into him either because any character that's like below Sven just gets completely demolished by him. So Sven was really good top deck here. I don't know how many Sven are actually in the deck off the top of my head. It can't be high. It has to be like two or less. So they're just thinking what they want to do. Like I said, like imagine this wasn't sped up. This would have been absolutely atrocious to watch. So I'm testing the speed. Hopefully, like it makes the game more enjoyable, and then you guys can like comment and let me know if you like the increased speed because at that point I can like speed up the other videos, and it makes them a little bit shorter, but you're still getting like the same gameplay and still getting the education from it. So positively trading with the aerial, Dinglehopper healing it, which is really really good. Only one situations that like make Dinglehopper good. Uh, don't know what they're gonna do with the other Maleficent. Yeah, just quest it. Pot of Greed. Card Wild. Draw two. Probably just summon Stitch and then use the Jafar for like next turn because like I don't really need to increase my Inkwell right now. I'm just trying to maintain all my top decks. And then we're just putting them on Mickey Pass and we have only one less lore than them, but we have four monsters to their max too, assuming this top deck was a monster. So like Mickey does give two, but like Sven can just deal with it and Sven can still be alive because I think Sven's at 5/7. Which is actually kind of good. A 7 butt's really interesting. So they're just thinking here because they want to make sure that the card they drew is going to be used to its max potential because it is a best 2 out of 3. So there is two more games after this, but still you want to make sure that you're doing every place because you don't really have a lot of opportunities to mess up, especially in a simplified game state like this. So yeah, they summons Horse. Horse can deal with Sven, but like it doesn't do anything. So they just have three. Then we get some Jafar. Broom here is actually kind of cool. Like he's really really bad in all scenarios, but he's a body, so I can like put Pascal or like a Jetson, which is fine. And then I just quest three, and then I'm at 14 to his 12, which you can go up to 15, but I not have game. Ward, that's a fine top deck, so he's gonna quest. Probably quest with the both. Because he doesn't want to just like he can deal with the Stitch, which is fine. And then Jafar could deal with Mickey. Sven could deal with Horse, and then I quest, and then just putting them down low in characters. Or I could just quest everything out because I would put them at 15, and they only have four, so I'd put them at 19. And if I quest everything, it would force them to attack. So yeah, that's probably what I do. I just heal. It's like fine. Oh, Mickey's insane here, but I think I just quest everything. There's no reason not to, because I don't like lose to anything. There's no spot removal. And then because I have Mickey, like it just guarantees me game. And because they can't beat me here, because they only have four, and it would put them at 18. And I have just game on board. And even if they were able to deal with everything, like Pascal and Mickey are just untouchable. So game one was won by me. Just waiting for his concession. So game two will be starting soon. And we decided, so it depends on who you play with and what you want to do, but you can decide who goes first because normally the loser can choose, but we just decided to have the simulator choose it for us. So that's why I went second in every game. But normally I would like you want to go first. So that's like realistic anyway. This hand's weird. Doesn't have any like good starting cards unfortunately, so it's a very slow hand. So I think I attempt to put back a bunch of things because it's slow. Interesting, I don't. So like yeah, I'm just not playing. The tempo is just not going to be there, unfortunately. Yeah, probably just gonna not do well this game. Actually, I don't even think I get any lore this game. It's crazy. But once again, just waiting for him to figure out his hand, trying to maximize what he can do. So he's going first. He's gonna inkwall a card. I'll probably just play. Like, the best play in this deck is Ink Pesco Pass. And Pesco's crazy. Olaf's also okay, but like Pesco's broken. Pedigree is really good, but one drop is very, very important. Like, you underestimate like the power of the one drop, because by the time that, like, on turn two, a two drop's able to do anything, no matter what it is, that one drop has just gained at least two lore and it's been on the field already, so it's able to attack and do a bunch of stuff. Uh, Ink's a hey hey, and then summons in a mini. Yeah, minis are a really, really solid play. So there's a one drop, but it's too late. I don't really need it, so I'd probably just ink it, summons mini, and then pass because I can't do much. But like, here, look, he's gonna be at 3 lore. I'm gonna be at 0. He's gonna have like 3 bodies on field, and I'm gonna have just one that can attack, and it really can't deal with anything. So I'm really behind the 8 ball right now. And wardrobe's crazy. I draw a Kuna Matata. Card's not good right now. At least I don't think. I don't respect healing personally. Like, there's some people that like really like the healing mechanic. I just think it's bad. But that's me. Jetson? Pesco's crazy. So I'm just down at Pesco. Yeah, Pesco's really, really nice here. I am up on card advantage though. Good. I'm just really down on lower advantage. And none of my guys unfortunately positively trade into anything, which sucks. Oh, that's interesting. We can deal with the Maleficent. And we can use the Maleficent to deal with the wardrobe, which is pretty good. Or being greedy and trying to draw 2 more, which is interesting. And then we can just summon Jafar ourselves, but we're just so behind. We needed, I think we needed to, probably the right play. No, because, yeah, probably the right play was to play friends on the other side to draw 2, deal with the wardrobe, and then play Pascal. But it's fine, they just decide to quest everything, so we don't really get punished here. You just have 2 hour 0. We just have to really start attacking things. Yeah, and then they deal with the Maleficent and they get, I don't know what that guy is, but he's the other eel. Another Kuna Matata, not a good draw. Uh, yeah, we're gonna target the wardrobe so that our Jafar could positively attack into him. Then probably gonna play Jetson Pass. Or we can wardrobe Pascal. Wardrobe Pascal's kind of fun. Yeah. So they have, we each have 6 cards, so that's even. Um, just gonna quest everything. Oh, that guy has 2. That's crazy. Yeah. And they're both evasive, so I actually just can't deal with them. Like, I have one Jetson I can deal with it, but I think the big eel just has more attack than Jetson, so it doesn't even like work. Yeah. Quest, and then quest. And some of the Moana. That's wild. That just sealed the game. I can't do anything with that. Even though I can get card advantage, my cards just really aren't doing anything. Like, I can deal with the Olaf. I can deal with the Jafar. Um, and that's about it. I can just quest, but they have 1, 2, 3. They have 6 with the Moana. Yeah, I just can't do anything here. So, opponent 1, game 2. We're waiting for it to finish up, figuring out the last sequencings, but unfortunately, like, there's nothing. Nope, and just a pass. So if they summons any monster, it is a 100% guarantee win. Because I just can't spot removal it. But even here, I don't think I could deal with it because I don't have 2 evasive guys. So, yeah, and there's a guy. So they just keep it that way, and I believe I just concede. At least I should. Like, I can beat the Jetson, and I can, like, wardrobe into Moana, and, like, beat that down, but that's about it. I was confused because, like, I thought the evasive went away when you beat the eel, but I guess in Pixelborn it doesn't. I don't know if in real LORCANA it does, but he still kept the evasive, which was wild. He needs just add back Pascal. Someone's Pascal pass. Oh, okay, interesting. Between Inkwell. I don't even know what card we're gonna draw. We can't even play because we don't have ink. Yeah. So yeah, put them on. Do stuff. Yep. Okay. So I won game one, opponent won game two, going on to game three. This hand going first. No, I'm going second. Ooh, this hand is really, really good though. Like, there's only two Pascals in this deck. There's only one Hades. So I just decided to keep my hand. It's absolutely bonkers because we have stuff that's inkable. We have a solid turn one play. We have solid turn two play. Like, we don't need that Cinderella. The Cinderella's not great. And he didn't have a one drop either, which was wild. That puts him way behind the eight ball, like I was explaining last game. That if you don't have a one drop, you're just way behind. So he summons his mini, which is fine, but like mini unfortunately doesn't deal with two Pascal. So I draw a Sorcerer Mickey turn. I ink wallet because I don't have brooms, and I just summons two one drops, and I just like start going wide because the wider you go, the better, and things just can't be dealt with. Inks a horse, summons is a wardrobe, and quests the mini. Draws baby stitch for turn, which is really actually it's fine. It's an inkable card, so we can like ink the baby stitch and then summons a wardrobe, which is good. Probably just pass. A quest and then pass. Yeah, I have the two Pascals that are just gaining me lore every turn. And he's just not be able to deal with it. Like wardrobe can deal with Olaf, which is unfortunate. So I might have not quested it, but I guess that forces no because then my wardrobe can deal with his wardrobe. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's a good play. It forces him if you want to deal with my Olaf, my wardrobe deals with your wardrobe. So that's good. And he's just questing. Jetson's fine. Jetson can start picking away at the Pascals, which is good. Inkwell. Probably. Yeah, Inkwell. We're gonna summons horse. Oh yeah, because we can summons horse, target mini, and then wardrobe deal with mini again +1. So that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. A +1 and card advantage, and then we just quest out, which is good. And we're in the same situation. It puts the wardrobe in the same situation. The Jetson can just deal with the Pascals, but like at that time, the Pascals have already gained so much lore that like having Jetson deal with them is like fine. And we have Hades, so we can just add back another one. So we're in an okay position here. A Yzma, and then a Doctor. Interesting. So both of us spreading out, but he only has 5 cards, and I have 7, so I am very, very much ahead. Uh, Jetson into Olaf. That is crazy. That just seems wrong for some reason. I'll probably do horse because horse has a weaker butt, and then like wardrobe can possibly train to things. Ooh. That eel dude that like has rush. That's kind of cool. I don't know if we summons him or we get Moana out because lore is pretty good. Yeah, I was just reading them, seeing if like he gains it for having a Jetson on the field or if it's like a Jetson eye control, but it's a Jetson eye control. So I just summons Moana because I want to be ahead on questing. So I force him like you now have to start battling my guys, and that's just neg. Yeah, like his dudes are just taking so much damage, and they're not even gaining lore, so he's just gonna be even more behind. Yeah, it just feels so bad. Like he dealt with a lot of stuff, but like we have a draw for turn. We have a Hades I can add back. Pascal, which is really good. So we have 2 Pascals again. And then both of these things. Uh, what can we can deal with the Yzma, I guess. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting play. Deal with the Yzma so that he has no tempo. That's probably fine. Because then he can't modulate his top deck, so it puts him behind the 8 ball and just completely top deck instead of like, oh, this top deck's a little bit poopy, so I'm gonna put it on the bottom. Um, Draws for turn. He's thinking. I really hope that this speed up works for you guys because he was thinking a lot. Like this match in real life was like an hour, just crazy. So I sped it up so that it was only like 20 something minutes, 25 minutes or so. Yeah, this is a while. But I don't know, cards like Moana do a lot. Hades is really, really good, at least in structure format. In actual format, like, I'm a big Stitch player. I really like Stitch. Tinkerbell's also a good card, and Blue Hades is kind of crazy too. But he summons a baby Stitch, and then he attacks. Wardrobe deals with my eel, and then his Jetson can either deal with Pascal or just Quest. Either way, it will perish. So it tries to whack into Moana, and then Hades can then add back a card, which like is cool, I guess. Oh, Rafiki for the following turn. Okay, that guy's just bad right there for a draw. We can summon Hades. Hades can add back Pascal. We can summon Pascal, and then we can quest one, and then puts us at 17, and then we win because he doesn't have any way to deal with the Hades. And he also has no way to deal with the Pascals. So we 100% just have guaranteed a one, which is nice. So I won the very first tournament that was finished by Luxury Gaming. It was fun. Won 18 bucks, which was nice, but that's about it. You guys have a great day. Stay safe. Peace.